Hello?
I'm looking for Bob.
You got it?
I received a Facebook chat saying that you or Hawthorne and Hawthorne wanted to have a conversation, that there were some of your own truths that you have had to deal with the twins.
That's exactly right.
You've got the stage.
You understand that the Deane Twins do not work in our firm anymore.
May I ask why they no longer work there and why they were hired in the first place?
They were hired in the first place because when we first met them, we thought they might make a nice fit in our firm. You ever made a mistake?
Yes.
Okay, well, you might say that I made a mistake. We had a disagreement, and they were discharged, and they did not go quietly or nicely.
Are you allowed to elaborate on that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I can elaborate all I want to because we had a complaint filed against us, and we settled it, and I insisted that it not be confidential.
What was the complaint?
They had a list of allegations they made against me personally and my firm and my son, and alleging all sorts of discriminatory actions on our part, which we felt and still feel were unfounded. And we resolved it, and we reached a settlement, and as far as I know, they've gone on down the road. I am shocked and concerned about any mention they had made of my granddaughter.
The mention of your granddaughter, is that
Yeah.
I am contacting her and harassing her to the point where she is so broken down that she is, quote, scared for her life. Which is, if I'm being honest, this is a tactic that I've now watched them do in 3 different counties. You do not have to worry about me when it is related to Libby.
Okay.
And I am sorry that they're doing this and using Libby.
I have seen you. I have never talked to you.
Were you in the courtroom that one day?
I was the old man. I had another guy sitting beside me. That was after we had hired them, and they had told us about their problems with you.
What did they tell you that their problems with me were?
Well, it basically is what came out in court that day, that they were alleging. And I never fully understood the depth of that, but I thought I'm the oldest lawyer in our firm. And they were recent hires of ours, and they obviously were concerned about their situation with you, whatever that was. And so I went there to observe for myself, and I learned a fair amount.
I want you to know that I was innocent, and that day, everyone in that room watched an innocent person go to jail. And everyone went to dinner with their family, except me and my family. The only people that did not even belong in that room, me and my dad. And I was kidnapped, and thrown into the suicide cell first. They stripped me naked. They threw me inside the suicide cell. Then they threw me inside of a cell that it was just me, solitary confinement, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where I stayed for 13 days with only 1 hour allowed to come out. And I've never been violent. I've never made a threat. I've only stood up for what was right. So I'm not saying this to, put blame on you. I just want you to know that at that moment, all of us watched the justice system fail. So, did you know that the Deane Twins had done exactly what they did to you to another law firm in Texas? They did the exact same thing.
Well, I figured that out later. And I know that when I tried to do my due diligence and called Sweetbriar. They would only allow me to speak to their attorney, and she said she couldn't tell me anything.
So Sweetbriar blocked you as well?
Yeah, because they had a confidential settlement with the Twins.
Do you know anything about their time at Sweetbriar?
I guess I know enough. I know they ended up making some pretty substantial, I don't want to say enemies, but people who were not in their camp.
Do you know who those people are by name?
No.
Okay.
And don't need to.
Right. I understand.
I mean, it cost me a little money, but I think we are done with the Twins. And that was an experience that would not go down as the happiest that my firm has had.
Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, I understand your position on the Deane Twins, but don't worry about Hawthorne and Hawthorne. They have learned a lesson, and the old man in the firm is a really arrogant prick, and he's convinced that with the legal team that we make up, that we can handle the Deane Twins.